Nearly $5,000. That is what it costs to replace the transmission in a used Nissan Altima, a car that, in a lot of cases, is barely worth more than the repair bill itself. Not a worn belt, not an alternator. The single most expensive component in the vehicle, and across a stretch of model years, owners reported it failing again and again. And it is not one unlucky model. Nissan extended the transmission warranty on the Altima, the Sentra, the Versa, the Rogue, the Pathfinder, the Murano, the Maxima, and the Infiniti QX60, stretching coverage from 60 months out to 84 months, or 84,000 miles, whichever came first. That is nearly the entire car lineup of the brand your parents called bulletproof. Here is the part almost nobody knows. Nissan never recalled a single one of those transmissions. Federal safety regulators never opened a defect investigation into them. What the company did instead, quietly, while insisting the whole time that nothing was wrong, never made the headlines. And to understand why it happened at all, you have to go back to a boardroom, almost a decade before your transmission ever started to shudder. Let's go back to 2011. Nissan announces a plan called Power 88, and those two eights are two targets on a poster: 8% of the global car market and an 8% operating profit, both by 2016. Inside the United States, the company chased a separate number, 10% of the American market. Ambitious. And there is nothing wrong with ambition. But ambition has a bill attached, and the only question that ever matters is who ends up paying it. Nissan hit that 10%, barely. 10.2 as of February 2017. But of everything in this story, that number cost the most to get. Automotive News reported that Nissan's own dealers pushed back on the pressure, that they felt strong-armed into moving the metal. When your own sales network is telling you the target is hurting them, that is not a rumor from a forum. That is the people closest to the money, waving a flag. To hit those numbers, Nissan pulled two levers. The first was incentives, cash on the hood. In one quarter of 2019, Nissan was spending an average of $4,525 per vehicle to move metal, higher than its own 5-year record. The second was fleet sales, pushing enormous volume into rental lots. Both levers do the same quiet damage. They flood the market, they crush what your car is worth the day you try to sell it, and they train buyers to see a Nissan as a discount, not a keeper. So that is the top of the chain. Now the middle, the part you actually feel from the driver's seat. The transmission at the center of this is a CVT, a continuously variable transmission. No fixed gears. A steel belt riding between two pulleys built by a supplier called Jotco, which Nissan itself majority owns. On paper, it is smooth and efficient. In the real world, across those model years, owners reported the same things over and over. A shudder at highway speed, a hesitation when they hit the gas, the engine roaring while the car refused to speed up, whining, overheating, and in the worst cases, the transmission simply quit. How common? Here is a figure that is rock solid because it came straight out of federal court filings. On the 2013 Altima alone, safety regulators had logged 263 complaints about that transmission. On the 2014, 99 more. Now, I am going to be precise with you, because precision is the entire reason this channel exists. There was no recall. There was no federal investigation that found a defect. In its own warranty documents, Nissan wrote that it remained, quote, confident in the quality of our transmission technology. So if you have heard someone say that the warranty extension proves Nissan admitted the CVT was defective, that is not true, and I will not tell you it is. What owners alleged in court, And what a settlement resolved is not the same thing as a proven fact. But here is the thing about settlements. They come with a price tag. And Nissan's is the number this entire story turns on. $277 million. That is what Nissan agreed to pay to resolve a single class action covering the Rogue, the Pathfinder, and the Infiniti QX60, while admitting no wrongdoing whatsoever. The deal added 2 more years and 24,000 miles of transmission coverage, reimbursed owners for repairs they had already paid for out of pocket, and handed anyone who had been through 2 or more transmission repairs a $1,000 voucher toward another Nissan. And that was only the largest of several. There were more covering the Altima, the Sentra, the Versa, the Murano, and the Maxima, with approvals landing as recently as 2025. So what does all of that actually cost you, the person standing on a used lot right now? Replacing one of these transmissions runs somewhere between $3,500 and $8,000. On an Altima, real-world jobs tend to land between $3,800 and $5,200. Now put that number against what the car is worth. The Pathfinder sheds nearly 53% of its value in 5 years, against a segment average closer to 46. The Murano is worse, which means the repair can cost more than half of the entire vehicle. You bought the sensible one, the safe financial choice. And then somewhere past the warranty, it asks you for a down payment, or it asks you to walk away from it completely. That is the trap. Flood the market, crush the resale value, and when the expensive part fails, the owner is left holding a car that is not worth fixing. The discount that pulled the first buyer in becomes the loss the second and third owner eats. That is how a decision in a boardroom becomes a repair bill in your driveway. But before you swear off the badge entirely, I owe you the other side, because the honest version of this story is stranger than the angry one. Nissan is not the company it was 5 years ago. In J.D. Power's 2025 study of initial quality, Nissan ranked highest of any mainstream brand, ahead of Honda, ahead of Toyota. The newest Pathfinder and the newest Murano dropped that CVT entirely and went back to a conventional automatic. And the trucks, the Frontier and the Titan, were solid straight through the worst of it. So anyone telling you that every Nissan is junk is selling you a story, not data. But the reputation damage was already done, and the bill came due anyway. In its most recent full financial year, Nissan posted a loss of roughly $4.5 billion. It's worse since it nearly collapsed at the turn of the century. It announced around 20,000 job cuts. A merger with Honda that might have thrown it a lifeline fell apart in early 2025. And its share of the American market slid from about 9% a decade ago to just over 6% today. Maybe the most telling piece of this is not a court filing or a balance sheet at all. It is what Nissan's own chief executive said out loud this year. His words, roughly, before it was volume, volume, volume. And that, he said, is not a good way to run a car company. That is the man at the top confirming the entire arc. The strategy that chased the number cost the brand the one thing it could never discount its way back to: trust. So here is what you actually do with all of this. If you are looking at a used Nissan car, an Altima, a Sentra, a Versa, a Rogue, a Pathfinder, a Murano, or a Maxima, the trouble window runs roughly 2013 through 2018, depending on the model. That is where the complaints, the settlements, and the warranty extensions all cluster. Step outside that window and the picture changes fast. The Pathfinder after its 2022 redesign and the Murano after 2025 do not even use that transmission anymore. And the trucks were never part of this at all. So check the model year before you check the price. That is the difference between a steal and a $5,000 surprise. Because there is another brand that ran almost this identical playbook. Chased volume, spent down its own reputation, and left owners holding the bill. And the truck it built might be the most quietly expensive used buy on the lot right now. That is what we are breaking down next. Subscribe so you catch it the day it drops.